Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Now, we have that from actual news coming from like Ray Epps and stuff like that. We have this. Ray Epps to be criminally charged for events on January 6th, his attorney says. An attorney for Ray Epps, as a man seen on video wearing a Trump hat during the January 6th riot, says that his client has been informed by federal law enforcement officials that they intend to charge him in connection with the events of that day. The revelation was made in a lawsuit that Epps filed against Fox News on Wednesday that accused the network and former host Tucker Carlson of defaming him. Epps has long been accused by many of being an undercover federal agent who instigated some of the events of that day. He was strongly denied being a federal agent. Buried deep in the lawsuit, Epps' lawyer says that the DOJ recently informed Epps that it plans to prosecute him. Epps' lawyer blamed Carlson for the potential forthcoming charges. Finally, in May 2023, the Department of Justice notified Epps that it would seek to charge him criminally for events on January 6, 2021. 2.5 years later, the lawsuit said the relentless attacks by Fox and Mr. Carlson and the resulting political pressure likely resulted in the criminal charges. Epps was a central figure in the Capitol riot from the beginning. The 62-year-old Marine veteran from Arizona is seen in multiple video clips from January 6th and the day before trying to whip up other Trump supporters to go into the Capitol the next day. I'll say it. We need to go into the Capitol, Epps says in one clip. At least 4 times on video, Epps repeats his call to action into the Capitol. So, yeah, that's what's been going on here. Now, what we have here is the actual document to Ray Epps and the criminal charges. So now, if you do go here and you type in charges, it takes you directly to page 94, and we have all this stuff here. I'm going to read to 94 to 95 because the other ones talk about federal agent and stuff. And even though that may be important, it's not getting to the sole issue of the thing here. So what we have is that. We have, finally, in May 2023, the Department of Justice notified Epps that it would seek to charge him criminally for events on January 6, 2021. 2.5 years later, the relentless attacks by Fox and Mr. Carlson and the resulting political pressure likely resulted in the criminal charges. Although it is difficult to believe that the Department of Justice would have pursued this matter if Fox had not focused its lies on Epps, ultimately the criminal charges conclusively demonstrate the falsehood of the story that Mr. Carlson and Fox told about Epps. Alright, and then we also have this here, that pro-Trump protester Ray Epps files defamation lawsuit against Fox News. We're going to have more information here, so stay tuned. So what we have here is the New York Times saying Tucker Carlson repeatedly endorsed a conspiracy theory about an Arizona man inciting the January 6, 2021 assault on the Capitol. Now lawyers representing Ray Epps and his wife are proceeding with plans to sue Fox News for defamation. We have this from Darren J. Betty saying, I give you Ray Epps, the only January 6th participant in the New York 60 Minutes, Adam Kinzinger, and the DOJ will defend. Here we go. And this video is also for tomorrow. This video is also for people that have not seen this, particularly with the far left or the Democrats or what have you. This video is to show you that this has actually happened. There's a video evidence of this, and trying to inform you all on the issues. I know I have some people that are commenting on my channel that have been left or claim they're communists, which is fine. We can disagree on things and not have to want to kill each other, but this is for you guys to try to see if you can change the narrative or combat whatever other issues you can have to really refute your claims here.
We need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol.
What?
No! Peacefully. Fed. Tomorrow? I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested.
Well, let's not say it.
We need to go. I'll say it.
All right.
We need to go in.
Shut the fuck up, Boomer.
To the Capitol.
Based Fed posting? All right. We need to go into the Capitol. I didn't see that coming. Okay.
Monument Hill.
The president is not speaking. We are going to the Capitol, where our problems are. It's that direction. Please spread the word. All right. Okay, but one more thing.
Yeah, so can we go up there? No?
When we go in,
are we going to get arrested if we
leave
go
this
up there?
here. You don't need to get
Did you
shot.
arrest us all?
so as you can see here, that he really did incite a lot of the issues that's pertaining here. We have this again from Darren J. Beatty, that the so-called journalist who authored this piece tried to shrug off the fact Epps was indicted as normal. I apologize. The fact that Mr. Epps has not been charged is largely in keeping with hundreds, if not thousands, of individual decisions that the Justice Department has made it in its vast investigation of the Capitol attack. Only a handful of people who pushed past barriers at the Capitol but never went inside the building have faced charges, and no defendants have been charged with incitement. Incitement charges against Mr. Epps would be particularly hard to prove, given that he ultimately sought to de-escalate the crowd, and his most vocal encouragement to enter the building took place on the night before the attack, making it almost impossible to show his words had an immediate effect. No.
Tomorrow!
Again, you're wrong about this, because, because of the fact that we see here in the video, or videos, that he's actually inciting it. He's talking about it the night before and afterwards. So a lot of what this person's saying here is absolutely false. And again, media's lying again. In fact, the DOJ had a layup trespassing charge that it used in a number of cases, including against Mark Abraham, Jeremy Brown, and Owen Schroer, just to name a few. By standards applied to other January 6ers, the DOJ had easily slapped a conspiracy charge against Epps for the following exchange. Note the person is speaking to here and end up going into the Capitol and doing a lot of damage. So, yeah. And then we have this here as well from Jack Posobiec. We have this from WAPO, New York Times, Bloomberg, and Rolling Stone are now not referring to January 6th as an insurrection or even a riot, because they are now defending Ray Epps. Now January 6th was rallies, demonstrations, and protests. We have this from the Washington Post. Ray Epps attended the pro-Trump rallies in Washington in January 2021, but was not among the people found to have breached the Capitol building and has not been charged for his conduct. In subsequent weeks, then Fox News. We have more. What's known about the man, a two-time Trump voter named Ray Epps, is that he took part in demonstrations in Washington that day and the night before. He was captured on camera urging a crowd to march with him and enter this Capitol. But at other points, he pleads for calm once it becomes clear the situation is turning violent. He can be seen moving past the police. Capitol, yeah. So we have this as well. Fox sued by Trump supporter accused of inciting January 6th riot. A former Marine who voted for Donald Trump and joined the January 6th, 2020 protest sued Fox News over the broadcast that claimed he was what have you. And then the final one from Rolling Stone, this is saying, in the aftermath of the events of January 6th, Fox News searched for a scapegoat to blame other than Donald Trump or the Republican Party. The lawsuit reads, eventually they turned on one of their own, telling a fantastical story in which Ray Epps, who was a Trump supporter that participated in the protest on January 6th. So, as we can see here, it looks like the media is actively trying to protect Ray Epps in every way possible. And I don't see how this is not going to be an issue for them, considering the fact we see it right here. So again, leftists, you're going to have to tell me how this is wrong or how this is being manipulated when they're telling that for the longest time they kept on calling it an insurrection, a riot, etc., and now all of a sudden they're calling it pro-Trump rallies, demonstrations, and protests. I don't know where you want to go with this, but for the longest time you guys were being fed that it were riots, that there was a January 6th insurrection, but now they're completely different. So how do you counter this exactly? We have this from Greg Price. Right as we need to go into the Capitol, for FBI, we are arresting everyone who was near the Capitol except the guy who told the people to go into the building. Tucker Carlson. Why has this guy who told people several times to go into the Capitol not been arrested? Tucker is promoting conspiracy theories. Ray Epps, I'm suing Tucker. So, again, this is the media coming out to flat out lie and all this great stuff, right? And if we go all the way up here, we see this on what these guys are talking about here and how he's not escalated the cloud. Well, we have this here in the document of why he's being sued and what have you. It is, finally in May 2023, the Department of Justice will notify Epps that it would seek to charge him criminally for events on January 6th, 2021, 2.5 years later. So, yeah. And again, if we go all the way to the top, or most of the top here. Come on, Jimmy. Is that we have this. In the aftermath of the events of January 6th, Fox News searched for a scapegoat to blame other than Donald Trump or the Republican Party. Eventually, they turned on one of their own, telling a fantastical story in which Ray Epps, who was a Trump supporter that participated in the protest on January 6th, was an undercover FBI agent and was responsible for the mob that violently broke into the Capitol and interfered with a peaceful transition of power for the first time in this country's history. Fox's role in creating and disseminating destructive conspiracy theories has already been well documented. Perhaps most notoriously, in the days following the 2020 presidential election, Fox broadcast amplified and endorsed false claims about a rigged election. Which I don't know about that one, but a lot of what these guys are talking about, or what Tucker Carlson is talking about, is literally showing evidence in video of Ray Epps literally inciting violence, etc., and going to the Capitol, etc. So you're gonna have a real hard time beating that one, because you're saying that's defamation, but there's video and actual evidence of you saying these things, and Tucker Carlson actually saying it. So it's in favor for Tucker Carlson. I don't know how you're gonna win this defamation lawsuit. It sounds absolutely insanity, but by all means, you can try. So alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.